is like maybe one of the best couples camping fifth wheels out there, and it's like it slid under the radar last year, and I don't think people realize this is out there and how good it is. Welcome everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV here at my Coldwater, Michigan hometown store with one of my personal favorite couples camping fifth wheels. This came out last year, and it's like there were so many awesome new floor plans. Somehow this one slipped under the radar, but every time we get one in, it leaves just as fast because this thing is awesome. What's wild about it is it's the big brother to the very awesome 23 MLE Cougar. This is the 260 MLE. Instead of the Cougar quote half ton, this is the full big cat Cougar. What's really crazy about this is that it's basically about 32 foot tip to tail with a full east-west bed slide, full front closet, and washer and dryer prep. Not even combo, but washer and dryer prepped in that size, while still giving us a dedicated theater seat in the living room. An interesting twist on the dining arrangement, but a drop-down, huge, easy viewing television that I swear like almost nobody gives you a drop-down TV with more counter space than you can shake a stick at. I tried and my wrist broke. It was a whole thing. Anyway, that is the kind of size that potentially could be state and national park friendly under a few specific circumstances, especially considering when you're towing a fifth wheel, not all 32 feet of it is actually being dragged behind the truck. Some of it's actually over the truck. But we've got the hot cold camp weather package, queen or king bed slide, auto leveling, the 16 ply H-rated tires on this thing, the H-rated radials with your anti-lock brake safety system, as well as the Road Armor suspension and pin box combo to give you good ride and handling, especially on something that's not the world's biggest fifth wheel. Like a 1 ton would tow it fine. A lot of 3/4 tons may still be able to tow this thing depending on their specific capacities. Somehow, I can't believe that people didn't just lose their minds over this thing before. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. As we go through this video, let me know if I'm crazy and I need to dial it down, or if I'm right and this thing is just flat awesome. And if you like how we give you a chance to look at this, showing you the good with the bad, hit that subscribe button. Let's get going. And I got about 37 reasons I really like this thing, and I'm going to do my best to kind of bust through all of them in this video, best as I'm able. I said the word best too many times, you get the idea. However, it's got some things that some folks may not like. Like the dining arrangement on this, it's different, it's weird. I like it, but I like weird and different just because I see the same things all day. Real quick, notice the slide flooring. Notice how they finally got rid of that marine woven stuff in there. So it gives it a better, cleaner look. Another major, sorry, I bumped the camera there. Another major update is what Cougar's doing with the walls. They call it their HyperCore wall system. Basically, they're using composite paneling on the inside and outside layering of the walls instead of Luan wood paneling. Cougar is currently the only member of the Keystone lineup doing that all the way across the board, from their smallest trailers up to their biggest fifth wheels. So they are, you folks have said so many times, like, I love this, that, or the other thing about Cougars, except, and name something, and they're doing it. You know, they're listening. They have also updated the air conditioning system this year. This is normally the stuff I'd give you an overview on in the start of my video, but there's so much to talk about here. They've gone to the 18,000 BTU Furrion Chill Cube variable output air conditioner back here, which is a quiet running, energy efficient direct dump air conditioner. You have a second centralized air upstairs, shared between just the bedroom and bathroom. I tell you, when Alliance first started doing that, a lot of people kind of laughed at them, and then they kind of find out, wait a minute, that actually works really, really well. And now a lot of brands are doing versions of that kind of system. So sometimes, you know, it pays to pay attention to what the other guys are doing out there. Now, this over here is kind of wild. I don't use a fisheye wide angle camera lens, so I'm right up and close and personal to this thing. But so let me take a seat down at the theater seat right here. To give you a reference, I'm basically holding the camera over the center armrest. So the camera is centered up in the middle of the sofa. It's you're pretty much in line with your fireplace and your entertainment. And at a glance, this has the same problem as almost every RV, where they put the TV all the way up against the frickin' ceiling, man. But the thing is, Cougar didn't come to play. They came to slay. And they are this floor plan specifically is one of the only instances I've actually seen in the entirety of the RV industry where a manufacturer listened and they said, okay, you want the TV to drop down so you don't have to crank your neck up and get arthritis to watch it? I got you, fam. But then they did this crazy thing. For the most part, like if it's just the two of you hanging out during the day, you don't really need a dining space. But when you want one, you can bust one out any time. Or you could use it like a very nice office desk space, and they gave you some power outlets right there in the little, hidden away by the little drop-down magnetic latch door. And you're close enough, if you wanted to hook an HDMI cable up to the TV to use that as an additional monitor or something like that, you could. Now, I fully acknowledge this is probably not the most convenient way to like entertain friends and family, but this RV is really tuned around the idea of taking care of the two owners of the RV and then worrying about everybody else a little bit later, Now you might be wondering, where did those chairs go? Well, I did not have them stowed away in the old prison wallet, in case that's what you're asking. And right now, you're either laughing like, did he really say that? Or you don't know what I'm talking about, which is why I can get away with saying it. But taking a look at the rest of the stuff here, and then we're going to start diving into some deeper details, because there's a lot to cover on this. I noticed they updated their theater seat, and I love this theater seat. It has the folding armrest, so it can move out the way when you don't want it there. But this is where you would have your cup holders, but also this is where you have your heat and massage functions and all of your power outlets and USB plugs, instead of locating them in the thigh buster position on the side of the armrest. Again, Cougar's paying attention, and they are taking notes, and they are listening. And if you want it to be more cuddle compliant, obviously you can get the armrest out of the way. And if you want to block out the sun, you've got the nice blackout roller shades and that black switch on the wall inside the slide. It's actually a dimmer function for the lights up there above you. So you can be sitting in your favorite comfy chair, never have to get up, never have to put on pants, and that's always a good day. And you can, what the heck is sticking up above that, up in the dust collector? Some random zip tie that didn't get trimmed down. I'll grab my Leatherman and fix that in a minute. Anyway, you get the idea. Pantry space, you got it. Thingamabobs, I got plenty. You've also got an interesting tiny little flip-flop shop down there below the covered up fuse box, the circuit breaker panel. I do like this little coffee bar right here though, because it actually has a nice little set of like inverter prepped outlets. Anywhere that you see the yellow sticker on the outlets, it's telling you that it's prepped and ready for an inverter. And both your traditional ceiling fan and your power vent fan controls are located right there as well. Now, this is another cool thing. And actually, if you like how the privacy shades open from bottom up instead of top down like they used to, first of all, thank yourselves, because your input's what caused that. But Cougar is literally the reason the entire industry changed. So those things come from one shared supplier. And basically they said, bottom up or top down, take your pick. And Cougar got them to change, so the entire industry changed with them. Now, in case you're wondering what we're looking at down there, that is actually where those chairs store for the dining table, and that's your controller for your new Bluetooth audio system. It's super easy, push button operated. You push one button, and the audio system in the RV will sync to the television. You push the other button, and you can sync it to your phone, your iPad, your whatever, and you can listen to your music that way. So that's kind of a cool thing that you can do on this. You can have separate zone entertainment. Your total kitchen storage in this, though, is just phenomenal. That's one of the reasons I really love rear kitchens. You just get more storage space. Now, let's address the fact that when the kitchen is behind the axles like this, does the stuff in the cabinets bounce more? Yeah, absolutely. But I also want to point out the fact that this is a shorter model. It does not have a giant 20-foot overhang behind the axles. So everything back here is not getting bounced and jounced the way that like a 45-foot Montana would. Not that there's anything wrong with Montana, but just realistically, they tend to come longer, And if we're going to be real about this, it's not that actually they were the first ones to do it, but a lot of guys are taking some notes and some inspiration from Brinkley. If you have a nosy neighbor that you don't like, that's the perfect place you can tell them to go sit. Or I guess you could put some paper towels on it and use that like a handy little paper towel dispenser that you can tuck away whenever you want. Getting that out of the way, though, I love the double waste baskets that they actually just have built right into this sucker right here. And if I get that out of the way, you can see that we've got big drawers to the floors over there in the kitchen. They are very good about not wasting space. And even though there's space for it, they don't actually specifically prep for an RV dishwasher, washer dryer. They actually do that up front, but dishwasher. You know, there's room for it. I'm willing to bet it could be aftermarket possible, but it's just not something from the factory. And I also wanted to showcase here how you're looking at PEX on PEX connections, which has become one of those topics out there. There's a lot of confusion and misinformation out there about that in the industry, and I want to do what I can to point out where manufacturers are doing well and or where they are not. Now I want to get this door out of the way a little bit because we actually do have a larger oven, and we actually have soft close cabinet doors, which is a nice touch. They don't waste the space under that oven either. And in case you're wondering, you don't see a traditional stovetop exhaust vent hood. The microwave is a stovetop exhaust vent hood. We'll actually see the vent outside when we venture out there. Up top, of course, we got the XL rain sensing vent fan. I don't think they're using that in the bathroom. I think they're still using the dollar store 4-inch fart fan back there. The bigger vent fan potentially would be nice, but I don't think they're doing it. What we also have is the larger, I think 16 cubic foot, 12 volt compressor fridge, which has become very, very popular here. Now they did mount it all the way back in the slide, but if you notice how tall that slide box is, it's not like you're gonna gash your head when you're walking in there to grab something. Actually, let me demonstrate. This is a little bit I like to call, I do my own stunts, man. But the cool thing here, it comes close. And I get that the glare off of that light reflecting off my forehead is probably blinding. But I'm not Scrooge McDuckin. I'm just standing right up in this thing. Because it's tall enough, it's not a head bonker whatsoever. And because they have that carpetless floor flush slide, there's not like the kitchen toe stubber. So you can walk right up to that thing and use it very organically. You never really have to think about it. And I don't know if you've watched some of my videos, I have absolutely blasted my forehead on stuff before. Ow! Oh, God! So yeah, there you go. By the way, the Furrion Chill Cube, the air conditioner, is actually remote control operated. There are literally buttons on it if you do want to, for some reason, climb up there. But this little remote controls how that sucker's operated. Working our way up top, you've got another little flip-flop shop shoe garage in the steps. But real quick, I want to make note of this. Cougar has moved away from smart command systems, and they've resumed the use of physical switch not touch panels, physical switches. Haptic feedback devices, basically. You click it with your finger. You have, in theory, potentially lost some function, but you've eliminated a lot of tech opportunities for failure, a lot of connectivity issues. The opportunity for shortages and repair times have gone way down, not to mention the instance of needing service has gone down. God forbid this switch goes ace deuce, everything else still works. You can go to any RV store worth their salt and get a replacement switch for that right now. Your main ceiling lighting also has a dimmer function. I'm just going to flick that off to kind of save a little bit of battery power though, because I am on limited juice. Yeah, we are still rocking the dollar store 4-inch fart fan up top. That is one of those things. Cougar's absolutely hitting into that more upper middle class premium RV market segment, but they're not all the way at the top of the food chain. So some of those really sharp, like a one-piece fiberglass shower, they haven't quite adopted that here. Frankly, I won't be surprised if it happens one day. They just haven't. Being fair, you know, I always try to pay attention. What if people are playing the Game of Thrones in here and you end up with a little bit of Peter Sprinklage? You do have a heat vent right next to the toilet over here. But if we get that sliding door out of the way, look at the right side of the screen, you can see that you actually have some really nice elbow space around there. It's actually very, very functional, very effective. Also still looking at the right side of the screen, giving you a look behind the shower at all the linen space they have in here. I took the roller off the toilet paper holder and threw it back there to give you a size reference for scope and scale. I'm going to do that in the medicine cabinet again in a minute. There's some massive storage there, and I prefer towel bars over towel hooks myself. I feel like they just dry off better, you know. I do like the simulated canister style lighting look that they have going on here, and the headroom in the upper deck of this thing, take a look on the left side because it has a floor flush shower. So the shower. The entire upper deck has that kind of head clearance that you're seeing. And I love the fact that they actually included a light in the shower that, again, was glaring off of my balding 5 head so that if you're taking a shower at night, you can actually see what you're doing, which is a nice little thing. Now, if we take a look over on the left side of the screen, again, I use the roller as a size reference, but I want you to understand that that bonus insert footage over there, that is actually in wide angle lens mode. I don't like to do that, but it was just, everything was too close and I couldn't actually display all the drawers and all the space under the sink any other way. It was just a necessary evil thing that I had to do here. Now, just like we have on the lower deck, in our upper deck, we do have just a flick of the switch kind of light package right here. And again, your bedroom and bathroom share one mini ducted central air system, and dual air is now standard on these. You know, Jayco Eagle has had standard dual centralized air for the whole house for a number of years, but it seems like a lot of brands are finally just adopting standard multi-air instead of an optional bedroom. Like, who is there anybody who would want to order this without a second air conditioner? I suspect there's going to be a very small minority of folks who might. King or queen bed, your choice, either 60 or 70 inches wide, but either way, 80 inches long in the bed slide over here. And I'm going to call them phone shelves above the bed because they also have some, well, over here, it's interesting. They actually do multiple sets of outlets around the bed. You can clearly see the households and USBs over there. Ow, I ran into something. Oh, I don't even know if you're seeing this on camera. We got Spider McChicken Pants over here weaving his way up to the top. Spider Bro keeping me safe from malaria. Thank you, my dude. Killing mosquitoes, in case you're wondering. Let me get around the corner so you can see that. There, you see that yellow sticker? They have the power outlets built right into the slide box side with those breeze windows as well. Sorry. Spider McChicken Pants got me all corn fuzzled there for just a minute. I like how they put the cross slats, I don't know what that's called, but the simulated panel glass on the mirrored door just to kind of give it a little bit of a look. And they don't include a bedroom TV, but they are all easily prepped and ready for one over here, along with a large campside window that also opens for great airflow. So you can really have a good look at what you're doing. Now, something that's interesting to me, it looks like they paneled off under that dresser. And I know that it's not a lot of space, but I think if that was left open, that probably could have been a shoe garage. Like, that would have been handy, right? Am I right? Is there something under there I don't know about? So Spider Bro McChicken Pants has left the chat. When I walked over here to get all this stuff open for you, I looked back and he was gone. I don't exactly know where he is. I'm pretty sure he's using his non-opposable thumbs to plot my imminent demise. I'm not entirely certain. We're going to have to circle back to that one, see if he pops back up later. Hopefully not crawling on me. But I'm not like freaked out by spiders necessarily. I don't want them on me if I can help it. Look at the closet though. A couple years. Hey, how you doing? I'm over here in the reflection, unfortunately. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, the light beam in the closet. For a couple years, they had crappy lighting in their closet. Now the entire closet is a light. And how cool is it that they're actually including that dedicated wastebasket or laundry hamper space down there? I guess you could use it like a wastebasket. That would suck, though. It's not really what that was ever intended for. I'm telling you, Spider Bro, I know you're out here. He's got me messed up. I'm going to focus up. Okay, here we go. Like I said, that because it's the entire hanging bar is the light. It goes all the way through. And you've got some really awesome storage space going on here under the bed. When this slide closes, I'm pretty sure, though, the bed's going to come up all the way up to the dresser. Yeah, that's about what I thought. Here's the thing, though. Another little look at that dresser top, like little hidden storage. This is a Norco Exact slide. It's a cable system, but one of the cool benefits of it is that it's one of the few systems that is capable of being used while the slide is retracted. So I haven't actually gotten the official word from Keystone on this or from Cougar or whoever, lawyer McMuckety Muck, but in theory, you may actually be able to use that bed slide while it's closed. If that's an important thing for you, ask our team members, like give our team a call and ask them to double check up on that. Now, obviously I don't have the bathroom lighting on, but you can see from the entry door, the bedroom, bathroom, readily available. That's pretty normal in a lot of fifth wheels though. What's awesome about this one is when we go downstairs, the accessibility and the functionality here is awesome. Now, there's always one person that says, yeah, but the stove and the microwave are basically lost. I get that. I get that. It's got to slide. Something's got to give at some point. But the fact is, basically all of your kitchen storage, except for the pantry, which is kind of blocked off by the slide out, I guess. Your ridiculous amount of counter space, your refrigerator. This stuff is just so easily accessed in road mode. I've seen diesel pushers when the slides are closed that don't have this kind of easy access right here. And if you like how we get you a look at this, make sure you hit that subscribe button to check out the next one. Or if you're a returning member of the old RV nerd herd, click a little like button on the video if you could be so kind, and let's hop outdoors. All right, where did that spider go? Spider bro, McChicken pants, where you at, buddy? Come here, buddy. Come here. Now, when it comes to talking towing, pardon me, I don't think many people are going to argue with the fact that you should probably be in nothing less than a 3/4 ton pickup here. You know, and even then, you still want to double check the capacities. I've seen some, like if you get these 3/4 tons that have like the diesel engine and the power running boards and all that crap, they end up weighing so much that they have no cargo capacity left. And you may not be able to handle the effective hitch weight of this thing. So that's a thing you got to watch out for too. Now, speaking of towing and going, you got your shock dampening pin box up here. You've got a similar Road Armor suspension package on it. But this is something I don't think people realize. Not all fifth wheels are exactly the same like this. Notice how Cougar's nose cone doesn't stick out past the hitch pin. That's kind of uncommon in the RV industry, and it's one of the reasons you get some pretty decent turning radius action going on this thing here. Now, up in the front compartment, this is where they keep their spare tire, which, if you are hooked up to your truck, can be a bit of a pain to get to, actually. So, again, hope you appreciate the fact that I'm being fair about everything. They do give you a factory-supplied battery box that is empty, unless you get the 660 solar package, but you've got a couple other things here too. It's tire pressure monitor prepped, so it's pretty much just plug and play and then sync to the app, which is so easy. I can do it. It's not real complicated. And then you've also got your Giggy box up there, which is basically a battery disconnect on steroids that actually prevents all of the parasitic load from eating off the batteries while still allowing the solar package to tend to the batteries, unless you flip the second battery disconnect, which basically it creates a block between the solar panel and the charge controller. So if you have no batteries on the RV while it's in storage because you have them inside out of the cold, but the solar panel can still be exposed to the sun, you actually want to disconnect that solar panel so it doesn't end up cooking your charge controller effectively, which is a thing that can happen. Not usually under warranty, usually just after your warranty expires when you don't want it to happen. I mean, you never want to have it. You get the idea. I know, okay. I don't think I need to explain that too awful hard. Now, pretty good front pass-through storage compartment. That's something they improved the last couple of years. You got your outdoor TV hookups, some inverter prepped plugs, but also Alliance kind of started this, and a lot of brands are jumping on board the bandwagon of including 3-way switches outdoors for things like slides, awnings, whatever. So you can be outside and you can open the power awning without, you know, because there's no smart command app system anymore, but you don't have to go trucking in and out of the RV. But speaking of the awning, that's some serious awning space on that thing right there. Like, and the entry door is dead in the middle of it, which is ideal because if it is a rainy day, you can still come and go on the RV, assuming the awning's deployed, without getting spritzed in the face. And from here, we actually can sort of see the solar panel sticking up because something Keystone has found that's amazingly most manufacturers still aren't doing is they put taller legs on their solar panels because it allows for air to flow under the solar panel and cool it more effectively. The irony about solar panels is they exist to bathe in the sun, but when they get hot, such as when they're sitting in the sun, they don't work as well. So having that airflow is a clutch detail. Also, this floor plan would not be possible if it were not for these stable steps. The RV could not be properly balanced. The axle position just couldn't be what it is. So there you go. Now these are your H-rated 16-ply Rainier radial tires, and you've also got the Road Armor shock dampening suspension package. What I like about that is it dampens both up and down, so the RV really doesn't bounce and jounce around. And if you see those red wheel calipers, that's telling you that this has the Lippert anti-lock braking package factory standard on it. You've also got 4-point electric auto leveling. As we back up here, I want to kind of point out, like a lot of people have said on similar models from other builders, it'd be nice if the awning covered the camp kitchen. And I agree, but it's not physically possible given the profile of the roof, the way that it slopes down a little bit in the back. The awning can't extend all the way over the camp kitchen. Also, the camp kitchen's located under the corner of the kitchen cabinetry. It can't slide forward. There's just not room. It can't do it. So it is what it is. What? Hold on. Where'd the griddle top go? Somebody, seriously? Did somebody walk off with the griddle top on this thing? All right. I'm going to have to make note of that and figure out what's going on there. Sometimes, like if we have a customer in need of something and it's going to be a long delay to get parts from a manufacturer, sometimes we'll rob Peter to pay Paul and we'll take parts off of our in-stock units. I literally just opened that and had it all set up and it was there. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, looking at the back here, you have yourself a 3,000-pound towing hitch, which on a shorter fifth wheel like this is perfect. If you're going to do doubles towing, this is an ideal size for doing that. You may notice how they don't require you to go get a telescopic ladder. They just build one right in. They also, about halfway, more than halfway up the ladder, you see that black rectangle above the C in Cougar. That is your stovetop exhaust vent hood, and we are camera ready. The thing is, even if an RV doesn't have a backup camera prop, you can put whatever freaking camera you want on it. That stuff has existed. You know, rear view cameras have existed for RVs way before they ever prepped for them, so keep that in mind. One of the only hitches in this one's giddy up on the outside, in my opinion. Like, I love the fact that it has no campsite slides, so you have maximum patio space under that awning. But, you have 2 sewer hookups. Now, real quick, you might notice how they do give you the sewer hose tube holder back here in front of the hitch, but we do have 2 sewer hookups. We have the gray hookup for the kitchen back here, and then you have a black and a gray for the bathroom up front. They tried and just were not able to cross plumb everything. I asked about that, and basically the axles got in the way. I do also want to mention we have a tankless on-demand water heater. While you're looking at the pass-through compartment, one of the things I want to kind of point out is that this RV has basically a better weather package than the average Bear. It's 0 to 110 degree rated. A lot of RVs, what they like to do is they like to put a sticker on the RV that says 4 seasons rating, but they don't actually do any testing, and they don't tell you what that means. What 4 seasons? Where? Because 4 seasons in Michigan is not the same as South Dakota, is not the same as San Diego, ladies and gentlemen. So, what I like about Cougar is they actually cold chamber and weather test their stuff. It is rated, tested, proven, 0 to 100 degree capable. Now, it might actually be able to do more than that, but that's all the testing they've done, and I can't make you a promise when they have it, basically. So what do you think? I mean, am I nuts, or is this thing great? I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. But that's just me, you know? Leave me a note, let me know what you think, and in the meantime, I'm going to drop you some links in the description to double-check pricing and availability. But also, if you're like, yeah, I need something just slightly smaller for my truck, I'll dig you up a couple other videos of some things that maybe don't have a bed slide in this size, but might be a little bit more towable by some vehicles where this is perhaps just beyond their capacity, maybe due to the hitch weight on this with the bed slide. And if you appreciate how we give you that info, we give you the straight towing insights and all the other things, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.